Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bank Phillies podcast. I'm your host, Pete, along with my co-host, Henry.
Miami is cursed.
I can't stand Miami.
Dude, I can't stand playing there. The only place I can't stand, okay, I don't play, but the only place I can't stand watching games more than Miami is Chase Field, Diamondback Stadium.
Yeah,
The
it's
cat
terrible.
they have there. Apparently that stadium sucks.
Yeah,
Both of them. Well, I heard bad things about Lone Depot. I haven't heard bad things about Chase, but I don't.
Lone Depot is just terrible. I mean, they
They have
have seats up
espresso
there
at
that
their
are
stadium.
empty.
Do you know that?
What happened?
They were talking about on the broadcast that they have espresso at their stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And
Yeah, right? They were like, "Oh, if you need a pick me up." And then Ben Davis was talking about how his mom calls it espresso. They had like a 5-minute conversation. I was like, "Dude, give me a break." I love
yeah,
Tom McCarthy, but Ben Davis is a lot.
yeah, I know. So yeah, it took 2 out of 3. But first, before we get into that, Philly Goat merch came in for me today.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
wearing We Got High Hopes. Yes,
I got
sir.
the bring back Dollar Dog Night.
Dude,
It's an
shout out to them,
absolute
man.
injustice.
Yeah, no, I'm happy I got the merch in finally. It's awesome. I love it. I will be getting more. Somewhere
Totally.
down the road. You
100%,
know what I mean?
100%. And it's a lot easier if you use BTB Pod, code BTB
Yes.
Pod for 10% off.
Make sure to do that. Make sure to do that. But yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, so let's talk about this Marlins series because there's a lot to get into.
There
Um,
is. There is.
so we will start with Friday's game,
Mhm.
with an 8-2 win. And Ranger had another great game and remains undefeated in starts this season. And Castellanos and Rojas both homered in that game, so they're starting to kind of heat up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. It was nice to see Castellanos do what he did.
Mhm.
Because there's been reports that obviously he didn't start out the year too hot.
Yeah.
But when he went down there last year, he didn't start out great last year. And when they went down to Miami, he was in the batting cage with his buddies till like 3 a.m. or something like that the night
Mhm.
before. And he was like, now I'm just comfortable. Like something is there. I'm good. I actually saw a quote from that. This is this season. If I can just pull it up real quick. Here we go. This is from Phil's Tailgate. This is a
Mhm.
quote from an article um from MLB.com. So
Mhm.
this is just one excerpt from the article. He said, "My whole career I've never had a plan. I've never looked for a pitch. Basically the game is just glorified batting practice. That's when I've always been at my best. I think that I just really tried to be something that I wasn't at the beginning of the season and hurt myself a little bit, but I'm getting out of it."
Mhm.
He seems like such an ebb and flow guy where if the vibes are on, the vibes are on. You can't shake him, but if the vibes are off, he's just gonna play his heart out until the vibes get back on. And I
Yeah.
feel like we wouldn't have this attitude towards him, calling him a slow starter, calling him a bad player, saying trade him, if he didn't have that bad first year. That bad first year really put a bad omen around his name in this city.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing with some guys like him, man. They just have that mentality and that attitude to kind of like not let things get to them and try to keep a good vibe in the clubhouse even though they're not playing very well.
Yeah.
And it
He
seems
tries to
like
still be a leader.
yeah, and he doesn't go run to the media and say stuff. I mean, if he does say something, it's for the team and it's going to be motivational, and he's going to say it straight up and be honest with them. So, yeah, it's just listen, you got to work through some things. That's the game of
Yeah.
baseball. We can whine and say stuff about it at one point, but at the end of the day, these guys they're just it's a long season for them, and they're eventually going to get through it.
Yeah, I agree. But enough about Nick Castellanos because
Yeah,
I want to talk about Ranger Suarez.
dude, he's
Dude,
amazing.
he is unbelievable.
He's
He's still
amazing.
9 pitchers back for the Cy Young.
That's insane.
Dude, it's wild. It doesn't make any sense. Like I don't know if I've seen a lot of people, including yourself, talk about taking him for Cy Young because I think
Mhm.
right now he's only he's plus like 1,200 or something like that. Nothing too
Probably.
crazy. It's a decent bet. It's a decent value bet. So he's just been he's been unbelievable. I mean, right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he has the lowest uh ERA on the team. I think he's second or third in the league.
Mhm.
He has not lost a start yet. He's I mean, it's unbelievable. He's 7-0. Like he's just he's dominating. He's
Yeah.
absolutely dominating. Like I've never seen something, quite honestly, and I know that you sent me the tweet earlier, and I forget what account it was from. I believe it was Phil's tailgate, but the graphic, and it was comparing uh the two ace pitching stats. It's just like, how lucky are we right now? Like it's crazy, man. Like it's
Dude,
absolutely crazy.
you run out of things to say about it, and I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, you just gotta sit back and watch and, enjoy the ride because, obviously, there's gonna be some games that are probably gonna come up soon where he's gonna, have some bumps and, he's gonna give up some runs eventually, so it's I mean, listen, if he stays like that the whole season, then, hey,
Oh,
hallelujah, man,
dude.
but
Yeah, right, right.
it's a long season and there's still a lot of games to go and but it's just great to see especially from a guy like him and like what his story was getting into the majors and stuff like that with us
Mhm.
and I mean and right now he's looking like our ace.
So somebody today mentioned to me, or I saw it somewhere, that we should sign Trevor Bauer. And I was like, okay. I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, but what does that mean for the rotation?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, oh, we'll move uh Ranger up to 2, put Nola at 3, Bauer at 4. And I was like, I don't want Ranger at it's not necessarily a knock on Nola. Just Ranger's been that good.
Mhm.
But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, that would screw up the whole rotation. Like, he's at 3, so there's no pressure on him. Not that he
Yeah.
feels any pressure, because obviously from his past, we know that he doesn't.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point where you don't want a guy to change the routine. Like, you know what I
No.
mean? Like, it's a big thing to have Wheeler and Nola switch spots, let
Yeah,
alone
exactly.
have him switch too.
Yeah.
He's just been unbelievable. That's my main point. He's just been
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah. And he's gonna be good for us, and eventually we're gonna have to sign him. We're gonna have to figure that situation
You
out.
think he's gonna be a $30 million pitcher?
I mean, right
A year, obviously.
right now he's showing it, so how can I say
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I guarantee you this time next year we'll have the most expensive rotation in baseball.
Oh, dude, telling you right now, man, they better win it
And
all.
maybe
They better
maybe
do
by
it,
then
cause
Taiwan Walker will be gone.
yeah, hopefully. Speaking of Taiwan Walker, so we go into Saturday's game. They pulled out the 8-3 win. Walker had an okay game
Mhm.
again,
Right,
but
right.
gave up some runs. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
It just
yeah,
that was a weird game. It was a
it
really weird
was.
game. That was it that game, or was it Friday that you texted me and said that was it was Friday. But
Yeah.
these games are just not even stressful anymore. And
No,
it's
no.
so weird, other than today, which we'll get to,
Yeah,
but it's just so odd.
it
Like,
is.
I'm not used to this, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, we act like he pitched like garbage, or he was just okay, but he had 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and he threw 6 innings. Like,
My goodness.
that's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I'm gonna say this now. I think opponents should stop running on JT stealing
Yeah,
bags.
dude, what's that about?
Dude, he was going crazy in Saturday's game, throwing people out left and right,
He
dog.
has
It
the
was insane.
pop time,
Oh my gosh.
1.83, by the way,
Dude,
measured.
it amazes me, dog. That one part of the game that amazes me is, throwing people out at second. It's just like, wow, like it's just he just makes it
Yeah.
seem so easy, bro.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, when we were doing the whole a couple years ago, when it was, "Oh, resign JT, best catcher in baseball, BCIB, BCIB," all that stuff,
Yeah.
like, it's almost like when somebody steals, I kinda wanna see him react. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things, it's kinda like when Bryce steps to the plate.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a crazy comparison, but you're like, "What is he gonna do?" You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
how is
yeah.
he gonna amaze me on this play? Which, that first steal, I wanna give Stott his flowers on that. That
Oh,
was a
yeah.
phenomenal tag.
For sure.
To have your glove at that spot, at that was a phenomenal tag. But the tag doesn't happen without the throw, and the throw doesn't happen without the tag. So, I just wanna give him his just due on that. But dude,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's such a weird position to have such a good player.
Yeah, and I love seeing, like, when he's going for the throw and his mask is, like, already kinda, like, going across his face while he's throwing it,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
and he's
like
still
it's
just dot.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's still not it's like, how are you seeing that right
Right,
now?
right. But yeah, it's like it's on. It's dude, it's right there. I'm like, you gotta be joking me, man. Like I played catcher when I was little, but like
Mhm.
nothing too crazy. It was tough,
Yeah,
man. It
exactly. You
was
weren't
tough.
like,
No, it was not JT. That's a heck.
uh
But it's funny because you're like, oh well, no team has a top five catcher when inevitably there's five catchers in the league that are top five. He's just unanimously
you got
number
it, you got
one.
it.
Like
Yeah.
he's like unanimously number one. But
Yeah,
it's
no.
wild to me, and it's such a weird like I said, it's such a weird position to have the best player at, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, the
and
best player at their position, not best player on the team. Everybody relax.
it saves runs, you know what I'm saying? You get
Yeah,
people out at second,
yeah.
and it's funny you brought up Stott because, I mean, he was the guy who came through in the 6th inning and got in those runs, and it's just it's great to see him kinda getting back in the swing of things a little bit as, at
Mhm.
certain games, at
For
certain
sure.
points, and getting on base and driving
Mhm.
runs
He's
in,
coming
he's
out
not
of his
just
slump a little bit, yeah,
yeah, it's just it's good to see. We need that, and we
for
need
sure.
him to be, ready for the time comes, but, um, yeah, it was great game on Saturday, so
It was tight for a while, and then they just blew it open, like, pretty
yeah,
quickly, you know?
thank God.
It kinda all happened at once. You
Yeah.
know who's actually really impressing me right now? Witt. He's
Mhm,
doing
yeah,
pretty well. He's
yeah,
batting 224, but he had a really tough, first part of the season.
yeah. Well,
Um,
he wasn't getting any time to, like, play because
yeah,
he's
it was tough. It
bench piece.
well, I mean, Stubbs said like, well, he's not playing enough of the well, he's not playing enough of the bench, or he wasn't at one point. But
Yeah,
that's another question for Rob Thompson or whatever the mad
mhm,
scientist that Rob Thompson is. Um,
yeah.
Stubbs was saying it the other day, and he was like, "It's tough to go bat when you're used to sitting." He was like, "It's tough to go see live pitching."
Oh,
He was
yeah,
like,
I
"You can
believe it.
do it all you want in practice, but" he was like, "When you're in the game, it's different. When a guy's blowing 100 miles an hour by you, what can you do?" You know?
Yeah,
And, like, I think that was part of the reason that Witt struggled the way he did.
for sure. Yeah, I could see, hey, it's
He's just a bright spot in the lineup right now when we really need it, especially considering injuries.
yeah,
And I know you
exactly,
said,
and
that was the game that Bryce tweaked his back, right? Or
yeah, it
allegedly
was,
tweaked
like,
his
early in
back.
the game, but then he went back out there, and they said it was nothing to worry about, and I'm like, "Okay,
He's a warrior,
let's
man. He's a warrior.
let's not do this.
Yeah,
Let's not
right.
do
Oh
this."
my gosh. Well,
Um,
they said he slipped in the batter's box. You see that?
yeah, that's why I saw, and I'm like, "Alright, well, I
Yeah.
mean, if he toughed it
Which
out, then"
I don't think he would have said anything even if he was hurt. That's just how he
exactly.
is. That's just how
Yeah.
he is. Unfortunately or fortunately, that's how
Yeah.
he is.
So moving into today's game, they took the 7-6 loss in extra innings. Wheeler had a terrible game, had no command for most of the game, and there was things being said about him and Stubbs kind of being off a little bit.
Well, he
Wheeler
was
was
shaking
waving,
off every
yeah,
pitch.
he was
Yeah.
shaking off a lot of pitches. So the lineup put up runs, but then came up short when it mattered most because they had bases loaded and Rob Thompson put in Cody Clemens for Emundo Sosa, which
Yeah,
I
I'll let you go off about
really
that for a second. I
I
know that bothered you.
I did not like that at all. I understand, and here we go again with the analytics part of side of it. It's like, dude, I get the matchup part of it, but Sosa was having such a good day today. And
Yeah,
I
he
mean, at
was.
that point, you just gotta let him go out there and see if he can drive in a run. That's it. Just see what happens. And if he doesn't do it, then okay, you live with that. But
Right.
and nothing to take away from Cody Clemens because
No,
been
yeah.
having a good last couple of games he's played in. But I don't know when a guy's having a good day and he's got confidence going, and you just gotta let him go. And listen, Sosa was cool about it. You obviously could tell he was clapping up teammates when he got back in the dugout.
Right,
Like
right,
he
right.
knew it was like okay, listen, I'm stand up for my teammates and have confidence in them to go out there and do what they got to do. But
Sure.
I just not the right choice at all.
Yeah, the decision making, in my opinion, has just been questionable. How is this the first game of the series that Marsh is playing? Like, these are the Marlins. I
Yeah,
understand that we don't do well in Miami. I get it.
yeah,
These aren't exactly, that you say that they can't go against lefties. I understand that Marsh is hitting a bit of a speed bump here, but you're not you're not going against Steve Carlton.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, these lefties aren't the kind that you sit him against. It's like guys like Lodolo in the Red Series. Those are the guys you sit him against. You do not sit him against these bums.
Yeah.
These bums that were giving up 8 runs in 4 innings. Why is he sitting? It doesn't make any sense. And it's like now you're shuffling
Yeah.
everything around. Okay, now who's in center? Now who's in left? Now Rojas didn't play today. Now, like it just it's a domino effect. And this is the decision making that just kills me, man. It kills me. And
All
it's cost us the last 2 seasons. Let's be honest.
all that, and we're still in first place winning games.
Dude, I know. I know. It's just nitpicking and like I fully
No, no.
understand that we should be okay with where we're at. And I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very very happy with where we're at right now. I don't know what
For
the score
sure.
of the Mets game is right now, but we're a game and a half out of or in first place by Atlanta or in front of Atlanta. Like it's just tough because it's like I understand this is a 162 game season, but
Yeah.
it what are the Braves winning?
Yeah. 32.
Great. Which whatever.
Yeah.
The Mets can't even help us when they're supposed to.
No.
Um, they could win games any other day, but God forbid they do it for us.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
but like it just doesn't. It makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like these decisions just kill me. Like honestly, the decision making might have cost us a World Series championship.
Yeah.
Like, and it's being dramatic to an extent, but like not really. You know, like, and it was so perfect that the game ended on a ball going off of Soto's ass and into right field. Like, I
Dude,
texted you and I was like, "What just happened?"
I knew it was over. Dude, once we got out of like we got out of the inning with no runs scored, and I
Yeah,
seen Soto warming up. I said, yeah, this game's over. This
yeah,
game
I
is
get
so.
it.
And let me say again, I don't know if I brought this up before, but I'm tired of the runner on second to start extra innings. I
Oh
hate it.
man, here we
I
go.
hate it. I 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 hate it. Like
Why?
why do what you like it?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, I
my
like it.
god, stop. Stop.
Why? What's the
So we're just so
problem?
we're basically almost gifting them a runner at that point.
We get a
Basically,
runner
is what
too.
I understand that. I get listen, and I would say the same thing even if the Phillies won today.
Oh
I
yeah,
would
me
still say
too.
the same thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I
This
don't
is
like the
you've been against this
you
for a long time. I know.
you have to earn that runner. You don't just get handed it on second base. That's not how
Okay.
baseball should
Do you want to
work.
watch a 16 inning game? Because I love the game of baseball, but that's a long game.
I'm not complaining.
I get it,
I
and
mean, if it
neither am
means
I
that
to an
listen,
extent. But
if it means
the way that they go into extra innings now is so different.
it's
It's
bad,
so
bro.
different.
Dude, if
Both
it
teams get
means
it. What's the problem? I don't get it. It's not like okay. So I'll break it down like this for you. This is the reason I'm okay with it. I'm not like the biggest proponent of it,
yeah,
but it adds a little something to the game, and they don't do it in the playoffs. If they did it in the playoffs, my entire view of it would be completely swapped.
yeah.
But they don't do it in the playoffs, so that's why it doesn't bother me. Because I know crap like that isn't going to matter in October.
No, I know, but I still don't like it. Even though it's not just in the playoffs, and thank God it's not
No,
because
yeah.
I'd be going off about it more. But
Oh yeah.
I just
Well,
still
so would
don't
I,
like
but
it
that's my
just
point.
because I don't know. It's just, bro, like you got to earn that. You can't just like at least not just be handing you runners on base, bro. And then it's
We
like
both
if you don't
teams
get the
get it
first,
though.
huh?
Both teams get it though.
I understand that, but the point stands that each team should have to earn that runner. You have to get that person on
I guess.
base.
I
You know what
guess.
I'm saying? Like each team is I'm not just saying one-sided for each team. I'm not saying just for the Phillies. I'm saying for both. You got to earn that. Like
So
that's
would
just
you?
how baseball is.
I'll ask this question because we're probably on opposite sides of this. Would you rather have the pitch clock and no runner on second to start extras, or runner on second to start extras but no pitch clock?
I'd rather have the pitch clock and no runner on second.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, I
What is
hate
so
the
bad
pitch clock.
about that?
I hate the pitch clock. It's
I do too.
terrible.
Henry, I hate everything that they've added to this freaking game every single 3, 4 last season. I hate everything. Trust me. I don't agree on anything because I just think baseball is baseball. And if you don't have the patience to sit at a 4-hour game, then baseball is not your sport or you
Yeah,
shouldn't be going to games. Don't
right.
sit there and complain like, oh my gosh, the game's going on until 12 o'clock at night. Oh my God, I got work in the morning. All right, then don't go because guess what? You don't know what to expect when you go to a game. You don't know what's
Yeah,
gonna happen. You can't predict the
yeah.
future. But listen, you're asking for it that a game like that is gonna take a while sometimes because
And
it's a
I understand.
very
I understand that baseball is a niche thing
oh my
because, like, a
gosh,
lot of
dude.
people I know, they now I got you fired up. But a lot of people I know, they don't really have the. They're like, oh, how do you sit at a baseball game? And I'm like, it's just what I like to do. I
Yeah,
understand that some people that's just not their thing. I get it. But it's like I hate, dude, the pitch clock. We've never talked about it really on this pod, but like, dude, I despise the pitch clock with every fiber of my being. It just a game being under 2 hours to me is criminal. They should be locked up. Rob Manfred should be locked up. I hate
just
it.
just
I
stop
hate
changing
it.
the game, bro. Just keep it how it is, man. I mean, like, my
And I
goodness.
understand
It's
changes need to come, but don't send 10 changes in at once and expect everybody to be like, oh, no, this is fine. Like, you
yeah,
already changed the pitch clock. It was bad enough you put it in the first place. It was 15 seconds with no runners on base.
yeah,
Then it was 20, okay? Like with a runner on base. This year
yeah,
they were like, "Yeah, let's shave off those 2 seconds." Now it's 18 with runners on base. Why? Just leave it. And then a guy's gotta look at the pitcher before 7 seconds left on the clock. If he's in the box, my man, you're getting a pitch whether you like it or not.
yeah.
It's stupid. It's dumb. It's
Either
dumb.
way, I mean, it's just oh my gosh. I don't know. Listen, I hate it.
You can't believe
And
I like the runner on second.
yeah, I can't believe it at all. It's diabolical, bro. It's
It's just
ridiculous.
I just dude, it's just a lot sometimes. Like, but I'm just glad they don't use it in the playoffs. If they use it in the playoffs,
Yeah,
it'd be a whole other story.
thank God.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we should have won today. We didn't.
yeah.
Is what it is. We keep
We're
telling
5
ourselves,
5-0 and 1 in the last 6 series, dude. I'm not
hey.
worried. Like,
But the thing that does worry me is some of these injuries that are stacking up a little bit.
yes, yes, yes.
Like, I mean, Schwarber with his back, and now JT has got right knee soreness, and they
And
don't
don't
know
forget about
what's.
Trey. He's out 6
Yeah, well,
weeks.
Trey. I mean, yeah, we talked
5
about
weeks
that.
now at
It's.
least.
I mean, it's starting to get a little worrisome, and I'm not gonna freak out too much about
No.
it, but because I'd rather than maybe have it now. Not that I want them to be
No,
injured, but
no, no, yeah.
this early in the
If you're gonna be
season.
bit by the injury bug, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just unfortunate because especially guys like Schwarber, it's like he's our leadoff guy, and now it put pressure on Thompson to be like, oh, who do I put at leadoff? Oh, Whit
Yeah.
Merrifield's at leadoff. It's like great.
I'm not gonna lie, I kinda
Like,
like Whit leading off.
no, not that it's a problem, but it's
No,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you
I'm
look at the
just
lineup, you're
saying
like, I don't
as
know
a
about that.
temporary solution, I'm not mad at it,
Nah, not
you know?
yeah, I'm not mad at it either. It's just like weird to see, and it's just like, all right, like what's gonna happen today type thing.
No, yeah, yeah.
And then JT, I mean, hopefully he's okay. We're gonna need him, and this week, and
Rob's gotta stop playing him so much. I don't get it. Like,
but
not
yeah,
stop playing so much, but, like, be strategic about this.
but he goes every 5 games and he gets a break. That's how it should be. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but, like, when was the last time Stubbs caught Wheeler?
Well, yeah, I mean that's a different situation.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
yeah, no, I
Like, that's the
understand
kinda
that,
thing
but
that I'm just like, you just need to be more strategic about it, and like I said, he's a baseball guy, I know he is, and I know he's very strategic in what he does, and a lot of the times when he pushes buttons, they're the right ones to press at that time, whether we agree with him or not. But the fact is, his decision making affects this team a lot. A
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I listen. It's just today. Well, JT was supposed to play today. It wasn't like he was
Yeah,
gonna get sat. It was because of the right knee soreness. I mean, it's not
right.
like
Maybe he's sore because he's getting played too much. That's my point.
maybe.
Like,
I mean,
you went on that. We went on with Fritz. We went on the 2 week. He played for like 2 weeks straight, almost
yeah,
every day. Why? Why? And it was the push that we needed to get, into first place. And I understand that and I appreciate that. But at the same time, Stubbs catches Turnbull very well,
yeah,
very well. There's certain guys he catches better than others. That's just baseball. It is what it is.
yeah.
But you're messing with the formula. You're messing with stuff now, man. That's what. Yeah, I'm not gonna go off on Thompson. We're 28 and 13. I'm not gonna kill him.
Speaking of Turnbull too, he definitely should have went a little longer in that game today. I mean,
One
Fritz said
inning,
it on
one hit,
Twitter.
and 2 strikeouts. I mean, my God.
I mean,
What'd you see on Twitter?
no, if I said Fritz said it on Twitter, he would have
Oh,
liked to see him go a little longer and save the arms of Hoffman or Who else was when Kirkring I think pitched today
Hoffman,
too.
Soto, Kirkring.
Yeah.
Like,
Where's Sir Anthony? Listen, I know we were getting on Sir Anthony a couple weeks ago, but I mean, hey, I mean, you could throw him in there to see if he still got it from the last game he was in. Then, I
well,
mean,
and then
something.
Ron Thompson started talking about Turnbull about like leverage and not leverage, and it's like, dude, the game's tied. It's 0-0 right now,
Yeah,
and he has a 1.53 ERA. Like, just leave him in for 2 innings, 3 innings, maybe at least
yeah,
2. He's a long man. He's not a reliever. He's a long man. This exact situation is what you need him for.
exactly.
Our ace on the mound, and probably, in my opinion, best pitcher in the league right now. He doesn't have his best stuff today. Call his number. He's right there.
Yeah.
Just do it. That's why you have him in there. Do it. Even if you pull him and he pitches Turnbull pitches the 5th and the 6th, which I believe is what happened today, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Um, like, make him go maybe 2 and a third.
Yeah.
Then you only have to get 2 2/3 innings out of your bullpen. And we don't even have an off day tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah. And also too, I don't get it. I was watching the post game interview with Thompson. They were talking about like I think it was like with the Wheeler and Stubbs situation about how they were possibly like off on a couple of things, and they were like, "Oh, well, did you go and talk to him or what?" No, didn't talk to him. Why not? Why didn't you ask him? Why didn't you ask him what was going on? Why didn't you talk to him afterwards? Or like, what do you mean you didn't? What? What? What?
That's what I'm saying. That's
Like I
exactly what
know
I'm
I'm
saying.
being like nitpicky here, but like seriously,
Right.
you couldn't just ask him like what's going
Yeah,
on? Like,
yeah. It's just something to monitor. A lot of this stuff is just stuff to monitor, you know?
yeah, it is. It is because
It just
we can't
dude.
have it in the playoffs, man. We
No,
can't.
that's the entire I love the regular season. The regular season baseball, there's nothing like it,
Yeah,
but there's nothing like October either. Like, all of
exactly.
these things that I'm looking at are precursors to October. I
Yeah.
understand we haven't gotten there yet, and you have to get there, whatever, I know. I get it. But these are things that, like I said, can bite us in the playoffs
Yep.
because it did it the last 2 years. If you don't pull Wheeler in that World Series game, we might be 2022 world champions. So,
Well, we still had a game 7 to play, so you never know what
I
happens there.
yeah, but we could have won. You
Yeah,
never know.
never know.
You know?
We'll never know.
Nope. Yeah. Well,
Um,
fortunately.
Wheeler, it's okay. He had an off game. It's okay that he has an off game. Okay, let's cut him some
Yeah.
slack before fans out there go crazy.
Right. Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you have the long man. Like, it's
Yeah,
okay for this guy to have an off day. I have off
yeah,
days at work. It's okay. It's fine.
we all
You
do.
know? We all do. I'm sure, we all have off days.
But he's proved it that he can get the job done, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's not
And he can
always going to
bounce
be
back.
perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's an off game.
And
People were killing him today. I was like, what?
he
Do
talked
you
about it too.
understand? Like,
He said, like, listen, it wasn't like he's like, I felt fine, nothing felt off. He said it just, there was a couple of spots I missed, and they were just getting the bat on the ball. Like it's just,
he said the humidity was like messing with him a little bit. He was like, that's not my excuse. He's like,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
excuse. It's just something you have to play through. He was like, but it is going to take me some time to get used to.
yeah, for sure.
You know,
Hey,
it's just tough, man. It's tough.
we took 2 out of 3. We won the series,
Yeah,
but at the same time, I want to see us win every game we can because if
of
we get a
course.
big enough lead on the Braves, that would be great. But
Yeah,
it's just it's one loss. It's one
it's
loss.
one loss,
It's one
one
loss.
loss, one
Namaste.
loss. Yes,
Namaste.
yes, yes, yes. Oh, dude, it's tough, man.
It is.
That's why baseball is such a great game because
Oh yeah,
you can just have one bad game is really okay.
exactly. We'll be good.
So yes, we'll be okay.
Are you looking for new Philly sports merch? Well, head on over to phillygoat.com and get your newest Phillies merch and use the discount code BTBPOD to get 10% off your next order. Beyond the Bank is proud to be an affiliate with Philly Goat. As always, go Phils. All right, so getting into some around the league news. Honestly starting to run out of things to talk about because it's just daily stuff, but I know you got something, so
Yeah,
go ahead.
good for you. I am not. So, one of my favorite colleges is LSU. I was following this guy while he was at LSU. Paul Skeens made his major league debut
Indeed, you did.
on Saturday, and he looked fantastic. He looked fantastic. I mean, he was unbelievable. He gave up 2 runs, I think, in the minors.
Yeah.
He had 4 innings pitched, and he had, 84 pitches, which is a little much for, you know, a first start, but he only gave up 3 runs, which is decent,
Yeah.
7 strikeouts. He he threw a 101-mile-an-hour fastball and was already the fastest pitch of the year, for
Sheesh.
any pitcher.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's awesome to see. It's awesome to see. I'm so excited for him. And he said he was taking a nap. Him and his girlfriend, Livy Dunn, were taking a nap, and
Yeah.
they, uh they, um they woke up, and, uh, he checked his phone, and he was like, "This call Pittsburgh." He called him back, and they were like, "Pack your stuff, you're coming up," and he was like, okay," and he,
Yeah.
like, packed his stuff, and he was there on, like, Thursday, and then he started on Saturday. It's that
Sheesh.
quick, man. Life can come at you fast.
That
They
is
were
true.
going nuts for him, man, nuts.
Hey, man, good for him and good for Pittsburgh.
Oh,
You're getting
yeah,
a young stud and,
yeah,
somebody who could possibly be your ace for years to come. Who knows?
yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
they have
saying?
you know what's funny? They were giving out, a O'Neal Cruz bobblehead that night too, or that day too. So it's awesome to see Pittsburgh. I'm a little bit of a Pittsburgh fan. I enjoy following them.
Yeah.
They have a couple, decent guys. I know you had inquired about Brian Reynolds in our fantasy league to me.
Yeah, which
Um,
we're still gonna talk about.
yes, we will. But it's just they deserve such a better owner.
Oh yeah.
There was that hit piece that came out about him, and it's tough, but it's great to see that they have such a fantastic young position player in O'Neal Cruz and such a fantastic pitching prospect in Paul Skeens coming up through their system right now. Paul
Oh yeah.
Skeens, for the most part, those pitchers don't really get sent back down, So it's like,
No.
you know, it's awesome to see. It's awesome to see. He's probably the best pitching prospect in the last maybe 5 years. I
Yeah,
know,
and
except for Andrew Painter, because we love Andrew Painter. But
he's gonna get better too. So I mean,
of
it's
course, of
just
course.
the beginning for him in his
Right,
young career.
right.
So
I
hey,
just hope he conserves his arm. I hope they do right by him. Shout out to him. It's really cool seeing that. Baseball is the best sport in the world. You're not going to get stories like that.
yeah, best of luck to him in Pittsburgh. But Phillies in 5. So if we ever play them down the road somewhere in the playoffs, just saying. But whatever.
Yeah,
Just
hey
saying.
man, Phillies first. Phillies first.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Phillies
So
first. All right, and after all that around the league news, all one topic that we had, we are now going to go into Pete's picks. So, what you got for this week?
yes, sir, man. I mean, I was almost correct. I said, we should sweep the Marlins, but we didn't. There.
Here we are.
So we got the Mets for 2 games in New York, and then they come to our place on Wednesday and Thursday. Um,
Which, why is that a thing?
I don't know, but I kind of like it.
What?
Yeah, because it's just like,
I guess
with
it feels
rival
like a
2 and the
playoff series.
Mets. Huh?
It feels kind of like a playoff series.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great environment,
Which
and I
they're
hope to
not
go
going
to
to
the
make
game
it this
Thursday.
year. You know,
What happened?
they're not going to make it this year, but that's
No,
okay.
no, 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 we're not worried about it. Anyway, so tomorrow we got Christopher Sanchez on the mound, and they got the Mania dude.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I have in fantasy,
throw back to him on the Padres and us
dude. He's
absolutely
been
owning him.
killing it
Yeah, well, yeah, he's doing
as a
okay.
starter. He's doing okay.
Yeah,
Fantasy point wise, he's up there.
yeah. I say we win tomorrow. I just think that we still got momentum going, and the Mets aren't great in any aspect really. I mean, they've had their moments, but we're not worried. To be honest with you, I think we'll probably drop Tuesday's game and then win the 2 games at home. So I think we take 3 out of 4 there between those 2 back and forth city games, whatever. So I just think like we're better than the Mets.
Right.
Not to sound biased or anything, but I
No,
just
I just think
can't.
we're better. We're a
Yeah,
better
we're just
team.
better,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hopefully we get Schwarber back and JT at one point. I don't know when that's going to be, but hopefully for somewhere in that
I think
series.
he'll be back. I think he
Yeah,
was just trying to get him off his feet.
yeah. And then well, I guess we'll talk about the Washington series over the weekend, even though we'll get to it, later this week. But I would say Washington is going to be a tough outing because
They're a
from the
nice young team, man.
they are, and from the last time we
I
played them, they've
called it,
gotten a
man.
little
I
better.
told you.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
I
I'll
said
give it to you.
I was saying it to everybody. This isn't even I told you so. It's just, you know.
But I think we'll take 2 out of 3 there. We'll drop a game some probably because we'll probably just not hit one day and then, we'll talk about it. But, yeah, so that's my picks for the week because I just think, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be
Right,
good.
right. As long as we take 3 or 4 from the Mets and 2 or
Mhm.
3 from the Nationals, just like you predicted,
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly fine. I'll be perfectly fine either way,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, we can't overlook these teams, but these are division
no.
games. These matter, you know what I'm saying, when it,
Yeah,
comes down to the end of the season. So they gotta stay on course and just, take it one game at a time, man. One game
yeah,
at a
for
time.
sure. And that's why, like, my Dan was coming at me today because he's like, "Why do you want the Mets to win? It's only the 40th game of the season," or whatever it was, and I was like, "Dude,"
Yeah.
I was like, "I wanna keep the lead on Atlanta as long as I can."
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That's what
I
we wanna do.
understand it doesn't count how long you had to lead, whatever, but guess what, dude? It's there. It's
Yeah.
there, and it's there for us to take, and we gotta take advantage, you know? The Mets
Indeed we
can't even
do.
help us by winning. Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, but it is Mets week.
Yes, it is. The Mets.
The Mets.
I'm over it, man. I'm over it.
Oh, man.
I'm over them. I can't stand them.
I
Oh,
love when it's Mets week. I love it because
oh
I get to,
yeah.
like,
It feels like
brag.
Dallas week to me, but it's different
Yeah,
because this is like 4 or 5 games, you know,
true.
instead of 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a, interesting week for sure. And like I said, I'm working Wednesday's game, and then I'm hoping to go to Thursday's game, which
Yeah, dude,
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
get.
get back to the bank, man. I
So
haven't
I'm
been in a
saying, man.
minute.
I
It's
mean,
those weekend games, man. I'm trying. There's
trying.
no weekend games at the bank.
Unbelievable.
Painful,
It
painful.
is. It is painful. Got anything else, man?
Yeah, actually, I do. So I was thinking about
Okay.
this the other day, and I forgot to text you about it. I forgot to bring it up earlier.
Yeah.
So I know you've probably heard the chatter about are we peaking too early? I have a theory. Okay,
Okay. Let's hear it.
this may be a little ridiculous,
Okay.
but the way that we've gone right in the last 2 seasons, this has happened in the last however many since I've been alive. You
Yeah.
start off slow.
Okay.
You go up in like July, August ish. You kill it in October, and then you just as soon as you get to a big game, right?
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but I feel like it works the opposite way too. So you go up, which we are right now,
Mhm.
at best record in the MLB, and then maybe we take a little dip off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying lose like 30 games in a row or nothing, but you just, you dip down, and then you go up, and then you get over the hump finally, get to the
Yeah.
promised land. I feel like it might work both ways. You know what I'm saying? So good start might mean good result at the end of the year.
I pray that you're right, dog. I pray, but at the same time, I try to not let those thoughts go through my mind
Yeah,
because
it's
then
just it's just something that I was thinking about. Like it's just I
I
don't
just
know.
end up being disappointed in the end. So
Dude,
I'm
I
just
drive I
gonna
drive around on a forklift 8 hours a day. I got nothing but me and my thoughts. You know,
exactly,
I just, dude, I'm like sitting there like thinking about the Phillies all day and like,
dude. I always think about like how I'm gonna celebrate at a parade. How I'm just gonna.
dude,
I don't know. It's just it's gotta happen,
I'm gonna
dog.
be on the news.
If they win the World Series, I don't care about any other of my teams that I root for.
No, no, me
I'm
neither. Me
dead
neither. It's over
serious.
with. Yeah, it's over with.
Don't
Yeah,
care.
nope, nope, nope. Yeah.
I can rest peacefully.
Yep,
Swear to
yep.
God.
Yeah. As long as I get to see another one and my kids get to see another one and
Yeah.
remember it, I'm good.
Ugh,
But
just do
now
it.
I don't have anything else. Sorry.
Nah, you're good. But per usual, like I always say, audio listeners, make sure to hit the download button, leave a review, rate us. We appreciate it. And then for my YouTube people, make sure to the subscribe button if you haven't so far. Like, comment, do all that. Run up the views. Also, real quick, we finally got to 100 followers on Instagram.
Yes, we did. Yes, sir.
For some people, it's
Triple
probably like,
digits.
okay, 100 followers, but for
Right,
us,
right.
it's awesome. So if you
Yeah. It's
followed
big.
us,
We appreciate the support,
yeah, if you followed us, we love it. Thank you so much. Stick with us in this journey. But yeah,
All right, go Phils.
go Phils. Get out of here. Peace.